The New Age movement wants to hoodwink you into thinking that everything happens for a reason. And if you fall into that category of thinking, you guys, it's if you believe that everything happens for a reason, then you're not paying attention, because everything doesn't happen for a reason, you guys. We have free will. Things happen because of human decisions. I'm talking about human affairs. But if you fall into if you believe that everything happens for a reason, then you have to justify all crimes. It's all according to divine plan, right? If that's divine plan, then I want nothing to do with that divinity. I want nothing to do with that God. And I want to set up a rebellion and march forward into war with that God, ladies and gentlemen, because that is disgusting. That is disgusting. So I am a Gnostic Christian. And as a Gnostic, I believe that the God of the Old Testament is the demiurge. The God that ran the prison of the Garden of Eden is a control freak that's trying to run the show here. And it's pathetic, you guys. What you can see the handiwork of the great archon, the demiurge, Yaldabaoth, everywhere around you. If you get your senses polished, if you get some clarity, you got to get your mind right, guys. You got to get your mind right. And that's why we talk about the 4 inner exercises, and that's why we have the supplement program. We talk about supplementation. For instance, like the cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper will help increase circulation in your body so that you can get more blood to your head, so that hopefully in doing so, you can bring more oxygen into the cabeza, the throne of God, and become more rational and start seeing things from a more rational perspective. You catch my drift? We talk about the Arginine therapy and the Citrulline therapy so that you can use those also to improve circulation. You got to get circulation. You've got to get the blood flowing. Most people, with the way that they've lived their lives, have stagnant blood. They're not moving blood adequately enough. So you've got to reinstill proper flow of blood. And things like Arginine and Citrulline and cayenne pepper, especially if you combine those 3 with a little bit of lemon juice, holy shit, you guys. You want to feel better? Do you have tingling in your feet and your fingers? Do you feel like your hands are always cold or your feet are cold? Get the cayenne pepper into your body immediately. Watch my videos on cayenne and make sure to... I don't know if I have any videos about this on YouTube. I think I do. I know I've talked about it, but I don't know if I have any videos dedicated directly to the subject. So we'll make some in the future, but research the amino acids Arginine and Citrulline. Those 2 amino acids, especially in combination with one another, they're a miracle worker, you guys. I have seen some miraculous things happen with the Arginine Citrulline amino acid therapy that we talk about on this channel. I especially talk about it over on my Patreon page. Links are in the description box below if you want to join my Patreon page and gain instant access to well over 1,500, I think, posts, videos, etc. that you'll never find here. But those amino acids, you guys, what they do is they improve blood flow. And improved blood flow is one of the first steps that you have to take to getting healthy. Man. And when you're sedentary often, when you don't exercise enough, when you eat bad foods, when you eat a lot of gluten and seed oils, etc., what happens, you guys, is you not only do you stagnate proper flow of the blood, but you pollute the blood. The blood is the river of life. Right? It's true. The blood is sacred. So if you want to get healthier, you guys, allow yourself to view blood as allow yourself to look at blood as as an element. It is a sacred element within you. Purify it. Hold it in high esteem. Stop polluting your bloodstream. And take steps daily to instill the proper movement of blood, guys. Cayenne pepper is one of the greatest ways to do this. This is why I've been talking about cayenne pepper for the 10 plus years that I've been on YouTube, guys. Cayenne pepper. That is one of the most powerful herbs. Technically, it's a pepper. So technically, it's a fruit. That is one of the most powerful things that you can do, especially if you're just getting started. And there's a good chance that once you start using that cayenne pepper, especially if you've never done it before, after you take the cayenne pepper, as long as you get the right stuff and as long as you get the right type of cayenne and you dose it properly, there's a good chance that 10 to 15 minutes after you ingest your first cayenne pepper dose, you're gonna enter into an almost altered state of consciousness where you feel a degree of euphoria that's initiated through the initial rushing of blood through your extremities, that your organs have been dying for proper blood flow for a very long time. Most Americans, again, have very stagnant blood. So there's a good chance after you take that initial cayenne pepper dose, you're going to feel a state of euphoria and a rush that, again, it's like, wow, is that powerful, you guys? That is a remarkably potent herb. And what's really fascinating about cayenne pepper is that it works synergistically with pretty much any other herb that you combine it with, because by initiating the proper movement of blood through your organism, you can actually use cayenne pepper, which that's what it does, it moves blood. If you combine cayenne pepper with other herbs, it actually aids the effectiveness of said herbs because it's moving blood. So for instance, if you take Gotu Kola, which is a nervine, it's a nerve tonic, it's a brain tonic. And that's why if you look at Gotu Kola, you guys, a leaf, it actually looks like the two hemispheres of the brain. But if you take Gotu Kola with the cayenne pepper, what's going to happen is the increase in circulation is actually going to aid the Gotu Kola in getting to where it needs to be in your organism, in your protoplasm. And again, you guys, this flesh suit is far more advanced than you've been led to believe. Again, the mysteries of human consciousness, the mysteries of the human body have been veiled for far too long. You've been led to believe that you're the byproduct of slow, meaningless evolution, that you're basically just a knuckle-dragging monkey that somehow managed to evolve into what you've evolved into. You got to get rid of the nihilistic nonsense and get some clarity again so that you can start realizing the truth, ladies and gentlemen. But the cayenne pepper works very well for moving blood, and it combines pretty much anything that I've added or any herb that I've used with cayenne pepper, you guys. You want to get the effectiveness out of said herb, out of that particular herb, mix it with cayenne pepper. So you've just got to be careful if you're first starting with the cayenne, because if you don't have a tolerance to heat and you ingest cayenne pepper, you can actually cause some stomach discomfort that is incredibly uncomfortable. So there's ways to bypass that, and I talk about that in my videos about cayenne pepper. So if you've never watched those, I strongly suggest that you familiarize yourself with those particular videos. I've got an entire playlist, I think. I know I have over 5 videos about cayenne pepper, so make sure to watch the videos on cayenne. That is a great place to start for your health, you guys. A lot of people find that when they take their first dose of cayenne, it's like it just turns a light on inside of their head. You'll probably feel a warmth in your chest that you've never felt before, and you'll probably notice your hands warming up and your feet. And that's because, again, it's moving blood. So one thing that I like to do when it's really cold out, you guys, and I'm going to go outside with the cats or whatever, is I'll take a little bit of cayenne pepper with a little bit of lemon juice, and sometimes I'll add the arginine and the citrulline with the cayenne pepper. And what I find when I do that is that I stay warmer. That's a nice little trick that no one's really talking about, is that cayenne pepper can actually be used to raise body temperature and to keep you warmer. Capsaicin, one of the active ingredients in cayenne that is the most beneficial for the human organism, is a miraculous substance, you guys. And that's why I've spent years growing my own peppers. Trinidad scorpions, cayenne pepper, Naga vipers, Thai chili peppers. What else have I grown? Boot jolokias, 7-pot boot jolokias, all sorts of different peppers, you guys. Carolina reapers, ghost peppers, habaneros. That is an awesome thing to get started with your health, is the pepper kingdom. And they're very easy to grow. Contrary to what many people online say about peppers being finicky and difficult to grow, they're very, very easy to grow. As long as you don't overwater stuff, you guys, most plants are pretty easy. Gardening is largely a matter of learning to stop watering. Most people water their plants far too much. But I'm probably on the .com going to be selling pepper seeds, you guys.
you can directly experience the acquisition of your lost power. Your senses will open up and you'll be able to understand more of what the Matrix is trying to convince you and hoodwink you into doing so that you lose your soul as a byproduct. Catch my drift? It's called participation. You don't have to participate with this nonsense. And you can get to the point where you've established a state of health that's beyond what the system's norm of health is. I'm talking about power. I'm talking about ether. I'm talking about fire. Kundalini, folks. This is what they want to stop. Don't you see that? Aren't you paying attention? I hope so. Or are you like millions of these lost souls that are on the earth plantation as slaves? This is a broken system and it's designed this way intentionally. This is a test. Do you not see that? Your heart is being weighed on the scales of Mayat. Do you not see that? Do you not sense it? Do you not feel it deep within your bones, within your blood? Do you not have a genetic memory of this? You know, you're a lot more aware of what's going on than you give yourself credit for, but you've lulled yourself into a state of slumber, and your day-to-day consciousness now resembles a deep unconscious sleep. There's no lucidity. Getting healthy requires you to become lucid. It takes action. Lucidity requires action because once you become lucid to the truth, you're at a fork in the road, aren't you? You either keep going down the current or you swim up current. Swimming up current takes effort. Builds your muscles though. You see, the easy path is for the sheep. They're floating down the river. All this nonsense, guys, it's subtle poison. Subtle fucking poison. They're modifying our genetics, they're changing the way our body works, and they're giving us a massive inundation of smart devices that make our life convenient. But these smart devices, as they evolve, you guys, they get more and more weaponized, and before you know it, everything on your phone will be able to be implanted into you. And I know that sounds very science fiction, but that's the future, you guys. That's what all the bigwigs are talking about. That is the aspirations of these insane fucking oligarchs that are running the show from behind the scenes. This is insanity. This is absolute insanity, and I have no more patience for the sheep. These people are destined, wired, whatever you want to call it, for their own destruction. They participate with it, and they love it. And they will fight, kick, and scream to defend the status quo.